What's up, everybody? This is Whiskey in the Six. I'm Rob. I hope you had a chance to catch the live stream last night on the Scotch Test Dummies YouTube channel. They invited me to do a live review of the Glengoyne 25-year-old. It was really fun. Thank you very much to Scott and Bart for inviting me. It was awesome. I had a great time. This is Whiskey in the Six, my YouTube channel. Today I have for you Robert Burns Malt by the Isle of Arran. Alright, this was sent to me from the PR representative Jacqueline from the Isle of Arran. It's bottled at 43%. It's unchill filtered. No added color. This bottle is about, I would say, 10 cl or 100 milliliters. So it gives me an opportunity to have a few samples of it and get a good idea of what this is about. I've already tasted it. Very good stuff. I said already that it's unchill filtered, no added color. This is my first Isle of Arran review. I will have two more to follow immediately with the sherry cask finish at 46% and the 14-year-old. Okay, that's that bad boy right there. I also was able to pick up, thanks to my buddy Marco, who works at the LCBO, the last bottle of Isle of Arran Amarone finish. So I'm really looking forward to that one. Amarone is an Italian wine, if you don't know already. It's a fantastic wine, one of my favorite kinds of wine. It's pretty expensive, so I would imagine that the barrels for Amarone wine are very expensive as well. So that'll be coming up shortly. It's, I think, the standard 8-year-old, probably what's in this bad boy right here, the Robert Burns malt. Then it goes into Amarone casks for a finish of what I would think is about 2 years, all right? Maybe a little less. So it's probably 9 or 10 years old, okay? But we'll talk more about that when that review comes. In the meantime, I have Robert Burns over here. They've provided me with this card, all right? And it has a recipe for a mixed drink. So I'll read it to you really quickly. It's called the Burnito. 50 milliliters of Burns malt whiskey, 25 milliliters of fresh lime juice, 15 milliliters of sugar syrup, or simple syrup as most bartenders would call it, 6 mint leaves, and some ginger beer. The method: shake everything except for the ginger beer over ice and then strain it into a highball glass. Top up the glass with ginger beer and garnish with lime wedge and a mint leaf or two. All right, on the nose. So you can tell it's fairly young, but very nice orchard type smells coming from this. Pears, apples. There's no alcohol burn. It's bottled at 43%. It's unchill filtered, no added color. Everything that Isle of Arran does is unchill filtered, no added color. They try to keep it as natural as possible. They take pride in the fact that their product is very natural. The Isle of Arran, just to give you an idea geographically, is slightly southwest of Glasgow mainland. All right, it's an island, obviously, as the name would suggest, and it's northwest of the Islay, the famous Islay Island. All right, so it's south of, it's relative to lowland Scotland, but obviously on the coast it's its own island, so it's an Islay, or an island, sorry. It's an island off of Scotland. All right. Anyway, southwest of Glasgow. That's probably the best way I could have described it. Should have left it at that. Sweet, ton of apple. Get some honey in the background. Not very much cask influence here, so you can tell it's probably pretty young, maybe about 7, 8 years old. It's a no age statement whiskey, a NOS whiskey, all right? Get some candied fruit in there as well. Nothing overly dry, nothing overly like aged. You're getting all fresh fruits and fresh smells. It's got a very nice nose. Simple, apple, honey, but nice. Some maltiness. All right, on the palate. It's light, it's sweet. It's got a nice maltiness to it. If this is the base for the Amarone cask, I'm super excited about it because this is really good, okay? And the fact that it's ancho filtered, no added color, that bumps up its mark substantially. When you're looking at about a $50 scotch, you're looking at something that's mass produced, likely has added color, likely is not ancho filtered, okay, like your Glenlivets, the 12-year-old or the Founder's Reserve, like your Tomatin 12-year-old and your Tomatin Legacy, which I have here. There's nothing wrong with those things, adding a little color. There's nothing wrong with, well, that's debatable. It's not gonna harm the whiskey too much. The color, depending on how much they add, can dampen the finish. You can taste it if you really have a keen know-how to taste that type of thing. It's relatively flavorless though. So to buy an ancho filtered, no added color whiskey at around $50, that's a really good deal. Okay, and this definitely is a really good deal. I would like to know how old the whiskey is in this, but I'm not gonna be upset that I don't. It could range from about 3 to 8 years old in my opinion. I'm gonna say it's older than 3 years old. And like I said, I'm gonna say it's around 8 years old. Okay, very candied nose. It's very sweet. A mixture of sour and sweet apple, a little bit of sweet pear. Apple. Lots of candy. It's sweet, but it's not overwhelmingly sweet to the point where you're disgusted with it at all. It's really, really nice sweetness. And then on the finish, you get that maltiness, a little bit of the spice from the barrel comes in right at the finish. Really, really nice stuff. Okay, I highly recommend it. It's a B+ for me. It's a very reasonable price at $50. If you happen to come across one, I'm sure it's much cheaper in the US, probably even cheaper in the UK. So if you come across one, it's a pickup for sure. At that price, you can't go wrong. It's definitely a B+. This is borderline A- for me, but I'm gonna stick with my B+. I'm very curious after another try of the sherry cask finish, how I'm gonna feel about it. I'm gonna be honest, I think I like the Robert Burns a bit better, but we'll find out after I try it one more time and then do my review possibly next Monday, because I plan to do either the 14-year-old this Friday, or I've opened my Ben Riach 1998. This might be this Friday as well, I'm not sure. This is fantastic stuff. I can't wait to showcase this one. It's only available at the LCBO. We'll talk more about this in the few days to come. I want to show you guys a couple things because it's been a pretty productive weekend for me. I picked up, well, my friend won 2 bottles of the Van Winkle 12 La B, the same guy, Marco, who got me the Amarone cask Olive Aran. He won 2 bottles and was kind enough to allow me to buy one retail off of him. This one for about 123 bucks or something like that. So this will be coming up shortly. I'm really excited about that one. Also, for those of you in the US, this might be new to you. It's Blanton's Gold. I'm sure you know what Blanton's is, but the Gold is only internationally sold. All right, this was released in Ontario on Saturday. Many lucky people got to pick up a bottle or two, depending on which LCBO you went to. The gong show that is the LCBO would either sell you 1 or more, depending on, like I said, who was working at the time. They were only supposed to give out 1 per customer. It ended up being more depending on where you were. I was only able to get 1. I know people that got 3. So I will be reviewing that. I'm not too bitter about it because at least I got my 1 to review. So I'm pretty excited about that. I also have the Weller 12 coming and the George T. Stagg. Like I said, I've already made a trade for, but I haven't been able to pick up those 2 bottles because, again, the lackadaisical nature of the people that work at the LCBO have not gotten their things together to ensure that everybody gets their bottles. So when that does come and I do get the Weller 12, I'll do a review of the Van Winkle 12, I'll do a review of the Weller 12, and then I'll do a head-to-head battle to see which one is better. All right. And then you guys know what I've had on tap for a while. It should be an exciting year. I'm looking forward to it. This is a B+. Like I said, for some of you it might be even higher. For those of you that like older whiskey, I really recommend you give this a shot before you judge, because it's pretty good stuff, okay? If you don't want to spend the $30 to $50 depending on where you are, go to a bar, try it first, then buy a bottle if you like it. All right, you can have me on Instagram, Twitter, Facebook. I want to thank everybody. My channel continues to grow, and it's because of my subscribers. If you haven't subscribed already, please do so below. That's it, guys. Thank you. Cheers.